One of the changes in the second half was the change of formation from 4-3-3 to 4-4-2.
Yep.
In your mind, what suits Mansfield Town better?
I think it depends on whatever game you're playing, whatever team you're playing, and whatever. Okay, you always focus on yourselves and don't worry too much about the opposition, because we believe that we've got enough players in this dressing room to be able to go and combat whatever anybody else comes out with. But you have to give all the teams respect. You have to always set up in certain ways, and we felt on Tuesday night that the 4-3-3 starting with was a good base to build on. Obviously things changed and we went to 4-4-2, and we was possibly a little bit more successful at that on that occasion. But there'll be times when, like we've said all season, there'll be times when we change that from 4-3-3 to 4-4-2, and maybe other formations, just to make sure that we get the best out of our players.
Gateshead up on Saturday. They're in the relegation zone at the minute, but if you take your mind back to that away trip up to Gateshead, a difficult side to play against.
Yeah, definitely. Difficult game, difficult team to play against, but also they brought quite a few players in the transfer window. Obviously, Paul won't be able to play, but there's a couple of other players that are there from the time, or from after that they've signed, and so we'll be preparing right. But they won't be resting on his laurels. But what we will be doing is making sure we start the game very well, and look to be able to enforce ourselves on the game early doors.
Just to finish with Gareth, there's a little bit of a sideshow this Saturday with the Gateshead game. The idea that fans can come along and pay what they want. One local newspaper said spend a penny on the Stags. Now I'm sure that the players in that dressing room would love the idea of having 5,000 Mansfield Town fans backing them on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, of course, it's great to be to fill the stadium. That's hopefully what we're looking at, and whatever people bring and whatever people come and spend. Well, I think it's a great gesture from the board and the directors in the football club, and it shows that again we've moved on from past regimes, and the new directors and the new board have come in, and obviously the gaffers came in since, and this is how much the local community have got their football club back. And how much the people in charge think of the local community. It's not just that they see them as kind of a revenue maker or things like that. I think in today's society, a lot of people are prepared to take things and see football as the fans will come no matter what, come hell or high water. But the football clubs gave them something back, and that's testament to how much we value them. 12th
man on Saturday?
Definitely.
Any knocks or niggles from Tuesday night?
Nothing. Bruffy's going to be training today. Nixie's back in full training. John Shaw's back in full training. So other than Andrew Burgess, we're at full complement.
So Shaw and Nick could be in the 16 if needed.
First full day's training today for both of them. Although Nixie has played a reserve team game, not against Forest yesterday because that was called off.
Yeah.
But we have had his first full day's training, so we'll see how they react probably tomorrow, and hopefully they'll be available for selection on Friday.
You mentioned Bruffy. What's
Bruffy's fine. Bruffy's Bruffy. He's been playing with a weakened shoulder for the last couple of games, and playing through that pain barrier. But he's fine now. He's kind of got no problems with that.
And Willow's all right.
Yeah, Willow's all right. I think it's a Sutton contingent, him and Jonah, and kind of like a cut head. But yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. You mentioned it earlier there. You're playing at left back at the minute. You said to me it's not your favourite position, but you're happy to do a job. Is that what you're doing at the minute?
No, I mean I've got to try and wherever I play, I want to try and play well, and I'm playing left back, and that's obviously going to be my position for hopefully the remainder of the season. So I can't think of other positions that I can play. If called upon in other positions, I will. But no, I mean I came here as a centre midfielder. Manager knows that, and a centre half, but he knows I can play other positions. So I suppose it's good for the side, but it can obviously hamper myself sometimes.
Just a final question. You've been to a fair few number of football clubs. Have you ever known a football club that's done an offer like Mansfield Town are doing this weekend, where fans can pay whatever they want and sit wherever they want?
Not on that scale of basically, because if it was me I wouldn't pay anything to watch me anyway. But no, I mean I've been involved in games where games have been cancelled and you know, fans can't afford to pay, and Forest did it. I think it was £5 and £1 for a child, and they ended up getting 32,000. You know, I think what the chairman's doing is fantastic for the club, because he is trying to give something back, and hopefully we'll be celebrating, you know, a good positive result on Saturday in front of hopefully 4,500 fans.
You're not even worth a penny then, Craig.
Maybe half a penny, like we'll see.
Thank you, Craig.
No problem.
Craig, Gates said, I mean, obviously, you know, mentioned the fact that I think we came back well there, but I mean, I think most of the games recently we've actually sort of gone a goal down. Is that something that you're looking to address? I mean, I think there's only that game and the Chester game in the last sort of 9 or 10 where we've actually gone in from, sorry, apart from the Gates game. Get it right in a minute. It was Chester, and I think there's only one other game, but basically what I'm saying is we seem to be sort of having to come from behind in a lot of games.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the manager's tried to address that. He's brought in Luke Foster, I think's, you know, come into side and done fantastically well. He's shown obviously why he's played a lot of games at Oxford, and he's obviously unfortunate to be pushed out there. It is a concern, because last thing you don't want to be 1-0 down, and you know, teams away from home especially come to our place, if they go 1-0 up, tend to try and shut up shop, and then you have to try and force your way back. Ideally a clean sheet. You know, you do get clean sheets. We're told we'll win games. You know we can, because of the people we've got on the side. You know, Spatey's scoring goals. Duff's is starting to score again, and we've got obviously strength and depth in that position.
Gates said at home, a difficult side to play against. In terms of, from your defensive point of view, what trouble do you think they might give you on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the position they are in the league, I think they're probably better than that. They're obviously 1-0 down at half time. We went over there, and they're not a bad team. So we've got to be on our toes and make sure we don't give them a sniff. And like I say, if we keep a clean sheet, I'm more than confident that we'll win the game.
But opportunities for you to go forward, maybe. I mean, no disrespect to them, but they are in the relegation zone. Does that ever change your mind? You know, say if you're playing a team in the top half of the table or in the promotion chase, you might tend not to go as forward as often. But if they are in the relegation zone, you might think, hey, actually, might have a go at these down the right flank.
No, I don't think it really matters what team you're playing. I think it's just when the opportunity arises, I just get forward as much as I can. Obviously, it depends sometimes on what formation we're playing, what formation other teams are playing, who you're playing against, a number of different things. But yeah, I don't think it really matters who you're playing against. You sort of respect each team. And yeah, but like I say, if the opportunity comes up, I'll be getting down there again.
Just turning away from the game on this Saturday a minute, you were made captain earlier this year. I believe it was AFC Wimbledon you were made captain against. It's down gone to Luke Foster. Is that the right decision, or are you still looking, do you think, maybe in your future career to wear the armband again?
Yeah, I'd love to be captain again. I think maybe at the moment, yeah, Fozzie probably is the right choice. He's a good leader and good talker, and he's in more of a central role, sort of in the middle of the back four, whereas I'm more to the right sort of thing. So yeah, it probably is the right choice, but yeah, I'd love to be captain sometime.
Spoke to Alan Marriott last week about this issue of captaincy, and he said that when you have the captain's armband, you lead by example. You're not a big talker. You're not someone who's going to shout and bellow, but you're just going to lead by what you do and the performance you put in. Would that be a fair comment?
Yeah, it's nice to hear from Mazza. But yeah, I'm not really someone that's going to like you say, shout and bellow. But yeah, I just try to lead by example and lead by let the sort of my feet do the talking, and yeah, just show the other lads that I'm giving 100% and hopefully they can follow.
Now on Saturday as well, at Gates said it, Phil Mills, should I say, it's, you know, pay what you want and sit where you want at Phil Miller's. He's been talking in the dressing room about that. What's the feeling in the dressing room about what the board have agreed this week?
Yeah, it's not really something I've heard of before, but yeah, we're hoping for a big crowd. I've got 10 of my family coming up from the Isle of Wight, so they'll be filling half the stand.
How much are they paying each?
I'm not sure yet. I expect they're worth for a few quid in. But yeah, hopefully we can have a good crowd and make some money for the club.
How many, say, would you like to see in there? You know, we talk often about the crowd being a 12th man. Over 5,000, would that be a fantastic effort for the club?
Yeah, that would be very nice, yeah. Obviously it makes a big difference to the lads on the pitch if the crowd are really getting behind them. So yeah, over 5,000 would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Cheers.